What is technology? Uh, Technology is something, modification, usage, and knowledge of tools, machines, techniques, craft, systems, and methods of organization. In order to solve a problem, improve a pre-existing solution to a problem, achieve a goal, handle an applied input or output relation, or perform a specific function. It can also refer to the collection of such tools, including machinery, modifications, arrangements, and procedures. Technology significantly affects human as well as another animals, which is the ability to control and adapt to their natural environment. The term can either be applied generally or to specific areas. Example include construction technology, medical technology, and information technology. My thesis statement is modern day technology. You see, this is because the more advanced technology becomes, the more it seems to have control over our life. According to Lee Siegel, we shop, work, play, love, search for information, seek to communicate with each other, and sometimes with the world online. We spend more time online than ever before, yet people are not arguing about this that startling new condition. I believe that people have to really embrace technology, thinking only the benefit and ignoring the may downfalls. Technology has become a map of destruction and lead to a new kind of error in war and society between people. For example, atomic bomb was invented in 1959, resulting in first atomic bomb test in 1945, where they dropped atomic bombs in both Hiroshima and Nagasaki and caused millions of innocent deaths to stop the World War II.
These were the only instances where nuclear weapons were used as a wartime measure. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be learning more about the atomic bombings in Japan during World War II. In the early days of the Second World War, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt and the United States government were warned by noted scientific minds Albert Einstein and Leo Szilard of the possibility that Nazi Germany might attempt to develop nuclear weapons. After being urged to undertake their own research, the US, UK, and Canada approved the Manhattan Project in late 1941. By 1943, development and research on nuclear bombs by the Manhattan Project began in earnest. Several concepts for these atomic weapons were explored, but finally two were chosen. The first was codenamed Little Boy. This bomb used uranium as its weapon and was propelled using the gun method. The Little Boy was not tested prior to being used as a weapon in World War II. Next came the Fat Man bomb. Its nuclear explosion was caused by plutonium, and as opposed to the Little Boy, the Fat Man's detonation was caused by an implosion. This device was tested prior to its use in warfare. On July 16, 1945, the gadget was successfully tested in the New Mexico desert. This explosion resulted in a bright flash of light and heat, followed by a shock wave and a mushroom cloud that rose 40,000 feet. This event is credited with ushering in the atomic age. The United States and the Allies then had nuclear weapons at their disposal and planned to use them in an effort to end the war. Just a few months prior to the bomb's test, on May 8th, the Germans unconditionally surrendered. Because of this, Japan became the next likely target, and several Japanese cities were then proposed. Hiroshima and Nagasaki were finally chosen as the most strategic bombing locations due to their importance in the war effort. On July 26, 1945, representatives of the US, UK, and Chinese nationalist governments issued the Potsdam Declaration to the Japanese. This document ordered the Japanese to immediately surrender or they would face prompt and utter destruction. The Japanese government chose to ignore these extreme demands and made it clear to the Japanese public that the government would not acquiesce. And so, on August 6, 1945, in an effort to quickly resolve the war, the little boy bomb was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan by the Enola Gay bomber at 8:15 a.m. local time. The bomb exploded above the city and caused the destruction of roughly 5 square miles of land. Not only that, but 70,000 people were injured and 70 to 80,000 more were instantly killed. Japan remained steadfast in their refusal to bow to pressure. 3 days after the Hiroshima bombing, the country was still attempting relief efforts when the boxcar bomber dropped the Fat Man bomb on Nagasaki at 11:01 a.m. on August 9th. The bomb missed its intended target, but the explosion above Nagasaki killed between 40 and 75,000 people instantly. While burns and radiation poisoning were immediate health problems caused by the bombs, the effects of both explosions were felt for years to come. Cancers and other diseases plagued the population in the decades following the attacks. The American government prepared for the possibility of further nuclear attacks on Japan. However, it was unnecessary. On August 14th or 15th local time, Japan finally surrendered. When the surrender documents were finally signed on September 2, 1945, the war was effectively over.
Use of technology also has increased health issues in people because of lack of physical exercise in our daily life. Nowadays, people are too busy playing games and watching television, has caused an increase of obesity and health illness because of lack of outside activities.
Today's date, July 9th, 2013, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Time. I'm here at naturalnews.com. Hi everybody. Why should we all switch back to Ethernet cables? Well, wireless internet poses serious chronic health risk. This is dated July 6, 2013 by Zach C. Miller on a Saturday. While the proliferation of wireless devices has made accessing the internet more convenient and less obtrusive, no unsightly cables lying around. Studies are now revealing the trade-offs that come with convenience. More specifically, the dangers that the widespread adoption of wireless technology has created in regards to our health. Simply put, most people underestimate the dangers of wireless technology to our health and well-being. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. One of the most dangerous aspects of wireless is the always-on nature of it. The vast majority of people who use wireless routers set them up and never turn them off. This means that they are constantly generating a dangerous electromagnetic energy field 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. This makes wireless technology a very significant chronic health risk. More troubling still is the compounding nature of living near neighbors using Wi-Fi. For example, if you look at the wireless connections available in your neighborhood in your computer's Wi-Fi network, browsing tool, you'll see neighbors' connections. All these EMF fields are compounding all around you. So even if you turn your wireless off, your health and well-being is still being affected by neighboring signals. Health risk of Wi-Fi. The effects of Wi-Fi on health are becoming more well known. Some of the effects are the following. Sleep disturbances. I'm familiar with that. Difficulty concentrating. Heart palpitations. Headaches, migraines, persistent fatigue, negative thinking, digestive problems, brain fog and memory loss, anxiety and depression, chronic stress, demotivated. This is an important one, isn't it? Dizziness. And there are some others, I'm sure. Yep. Feelings of apathy, maybe. Feelings of being demoralized, feelings of hopelessness. I bet that has a big deal to do with the EMFs. Yep. People who have reported these symptoms are also experiencing an immediate reversal within moments when disabling their Wi-Fi or removing themselves from an environment laden with Wi-Fi signals. Okay, any of you using Wi-Fi right now? Think about it. Do you have any of these symptoms? Have you experienced a malaise of the way you feel during the day? Do you feel tired? Do you feel defeated? Do you feel off balance? These are all symptoms, folks. Yep. Here are some of the symptoms associated with the removal and disabling of wireless technology. Okay, this is talking about if you remove wireless Wi-Fi from your life. Feeling clearer and lighter. That would be nice. Feeling uplifted in the emotional, physical, and mental bodies. Feeling more motivated. Feeling happier. Feeling more peaceful. That would be nice. The solution, what you can do. Clearly, the proliferation of Wi-Fi poses a very serious threat to health and well-being. I would also argue that our quality of life is reduced by being constantly bombarded by distorted spin energy fields. And you can see his article talking about the energetic spin right here. It's about time we took action in our communities and talk with our friends and neighbors about the real dangers of wireless technology. Switching back to regular wired internet and disabling Wi-Fi routers is a general rule of thumb. This is the first step to taking back control of our health destiny. Okay? And here are your sources for the article. All right. Well, if you're using Wi-Fi, please think about it. According to this article, it says it poses serious chronic health risk. And we all want to be happier, don't we? Yeah. That's it for now. Please stay safe and healthy. Pink up.
My final argument is nowadays technology is so dependent by people until they forget to socialize and mix around with their friends and family in person. People are so dependent with cell phones, iPads, and games until they forget to talk to their friends and family or go out with them. Even if they go out with them, they will be busy texting or playing games with their electronic device.
to all of them every day, yet none of them really know me. The problem I have sits in the spaces between looking into their eyes or as a name on a screen. I took a step back and opened my eyes. I looked around and realised that this media we call social is anything but when we open our computers, and it's our doors we shut. All this technology we have, it's just an illusion. Community, companionship, a sense of inclusion. Yet when you step away from this device of delusion, you awaken to see a world of confusion. A world where we're slaves to the technology we mastered, where information gets sold by some rich, greedy bastard. A world of self-interest, self-image, self-promotion, where we all share our best bits but leave out the emotion. We're at our most happy with an experience we share, but is it the same if no one is there? Be there for your friends and they'll be there too, but no one will be if a group message will do. We edit and exaggerate, crave adulation. We pretend not to notice the social isolation. We put our words into order until our lives are glistening. We don't even know if anyone is listening. Being alone isn't a problem. Let me just emphasise, if you read a book, paint a picture, or do some exercise, you're being productive and present, not reserved and recluse. You're being awake and attentive and putting your time to good use. So when you're in public and you start to feel alone, put your hands behind your head, step away from the phone. You don't need to stare at your menu or at your contact list. Just talk to one another. Learn to coexist. I can't stand to hear the silence of a busy commuter train where no one wants to talk through the fear of looking insane. We're becoming unsocial. It no longer satisfies to engage with one another and look into someone's eyes. We're surrounded by children who, since they were born, have watched us living like robots and think it's the norm. It's not very likely you'll make world's greatest dad if you can't entertain a child without using an iPad. When I was a child, I'd never be home. Be out with my friends on our bikes, we would roam. I'd wear holes in my trainers and graze up my knees. We'd build our own clubhouse high up in the trees. Now the park's so quiet it gives me a chill. See no children outside and the swings hanging still. There's no skipping, no hopscotch, no church and no steeple. We're a generation of idiots, smartphones and dumb people. So look up from your phone, shut down the display. Take in your surroundings, make the most of today. Just one real connection is all it can take to show you the difference that being there can make. Be there in the moment that she gives you the look that you remember forever as when love overtook. The time she first holds your hand or first kiss your lips. The time you first disagree but still love her to bits. The time you don't have to tell hundreds of what you've just done because you want to share this moment with just this one. The time you'll sell your computer so you can buy a ring for the girl of your dreams who is now the real thing. The time you want to start a family, and the moment when you first hold your little girl and get to fall in love again. The time she keeps you up at night and all you want is rest, and the time you wipe away the tears as your baby flees the nest. The time your baby girl returns with a boy for you to hold, and the time he calls you granddad and makes you feel real old. The time you take in all you've made just by giving life attention, and how you're glad you didn't waste it by looking down at some invention. The time you hold your wife's hand, sit down beside her bed, you tell her that you love her, lay a kiss upon her head. She then whispers to you quietly, as her heart gives a final beat, that she's lucky she got stopped by that lost boy in the street. But none of these times ever happened. You never had any of this. When you're too busy looking down, you don't see the chances you miss. So look up from your phone, shut down those displays. We have a finite existence, a set number of days. Don't waste your life getting caught in the net, as when the end comes, nothing's worse than regret. I'm guilty too of being part of this machine, this digital world we are heard but not seen, where we type as we talk and we read as we chat, where we spend hours together without making eye contact. So don't give in to a life where you follow the hype. Give people your love, don't give them your like. Disconnect from the need to be heard and defined. Go out into the world, leave distractions behind. Look up from your phone, shut down that display. Stop watching this video, live life the real way.
Stop watching this video and live your life in a real way.